Okay, so we will start with the session. All of you please turn off your mic and video. So mic is there means it will be a disturbance. So in case if you want to ask anything, we can discuss it after the class. So I'm actually planning the session for 40 to 45 minutes, and every day we will meet at 9 p.m. Okay, the days we have already discussed: Thursday to Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday we will meet every day at 9 o'clock and 40 to 45 minutes. So we will cover everything which is there in the syllabus. I will just explain the syllabus now. Today in this session I'm actually planning to talk about the syllabus. So we will discuss the syllabus today, and I'll tell you the plan how I'm going to cover this entire ethics course in 2 months. Okay, so the sessions will be of 40 to 45 minutes, and then after that I can spend around 10-15 minutes for the questions. So it's at 9 p.m. so we have enough time, and after that I don't have any batches. So it will be better if we can complete the session. See, the main problem that we were facing just before sociology class, we had around 70 to 80 students in batch. So people will ask in between, then there will be some disturbances for the other students also. So here some of you are writing this year prelims also, and they are sitting in the class. So unnecessarily in between, we don't want to waste the time. So 40 to 45 minutes we will just discuss the content, and after that whatever doubt is there we will take care of it. Okay, so everything will be covered systematically. Whatever is there in the syllabus, it will be covered. Okay, so this is a plan. Now see, when it comes to the syllabus, the first thing that we need to see is, when we are preparing for ethics, the plan is minimum 140 marks. Okay, so you should be targeting this 140 plus marks in ethics. You all are preparing for optional by spending too much of time. Okay, and 2 months, 3 months. Mausam, please turn off your mic. All of you please turn off your mic. So 140 plus mark is what should be your target. And you see, if you think of your optional, you're preparing for 3 months and 4 months, paper 1, paper 2, and what you're expecting 280 plus, right? So how much effort you're putting for studying a new subject, new optional, whether it is sociology or history or public administration or whatever it is, you're putting so much of effort and preparing the optional. You see, 140 plus mark, if you can easily get in ethics just by knowing few concepts, maybe 30 to 35 or 30 to 40 concepts I will discuss, and then close to 120 130 mark will be just about the concept, and then 120 mark will be about the application in terms of case study. So it is very easy for you to get 140 plus if you prepare it systematically and if you follow certain rules. So our approach is basically, what I'm going to do is, it will be a rule based approach. I will be giving you a rule and you follow exactly the same. I will also do the back testing of the rule that I'm going to discuss. I'll show you the glimpse of that rule that I'm going to use in ethics, and I will do the back testing also, like we can apply it in case of the previous year questions and we can prove that. Okay, so that is going to work in all the cases. So the rule that I'm going to discuss is something which you can use in all case studies, irrespective of whether you know the other theoretical principles or concept. It doesn't matter, you're going to use that. Apart from that, along with the rules that I'm discussing, you can also add the other concepts that we are going to discuss, some philosophies, okay, some approaches like consequentialism, rights approach, common good approach, different approaches, different thinkers, moral philosophies we will learn. So that also can be complemented. Okay, so this is going to be the case studies. The way we are going to solve is totally rule based. This is not going to be subjective in our case. In most of the case it will be subjective. It varies between people also. So here, if we are following this approach, almost all of us will come at the same answer. Okay, that is what I mean by objective approach. So we will try to solve it objectively in a rule based manner, and we will discuss how we are going to do that. But before that, we will complete all the concepts and we will enter into the case studies. So the target should be this 140 plus is your target. Along with this, you see, if you are prepared very good in ethics, the advantage that you're going to get is in your essay also. You will definitely get 1 or 2 essay. There are years where 3 to 4 essays were also asked from ethics directly. So if you would have prepared very well, the ethics syllabus, even at least after the the syllabus came, if you would have prepared well, you could have scored very good mark in your essay. I'll show you some of the questions which was asked in previous years. You see, this is a 2008 question, 2018 question, sorry. Okay, year I don't remember. So best for an individual is not necessarily best for society. So we are going to discuss this anyway in ethics. Values are not what humanity is, what humanity ought to be. It's all about what we are going to discuss in ethics. The past is permanent dimension of human consciousness and values. 2018 question. Reality does not conform to the ideal but conforms it. 2018 question. A people that values its privileges above its principles loses both. Again 2018. So 2018 3 questions or 4 question. Customary morality cannot be guide to modern life. So if you see 2018, there are 4 questions which are directly you can see from ethics. And I'm talking about what? I'm talking about not ethics. I'm talking about essay. So that is an advantage that actually you're going to get. Before the introduction of this ethics syllabus, these kinds of essays were used to ask. But at that time, we generally classify it as some essays from philosophy, some from sociology, okay, like that. Some from economy will be there, like public-private partnership, like that questions will be asked. So here if you see all these 4 questions directly from your ethics syllabus only. And 2017, joy is the simplest form of gratitude. Okay, you can connect it with compassion, etc. that we are going to learn. We may have human laws but cannot resist natural laws. Okay, need brings greed. If greed increases, it spoils breed. See 2017 2 questions. Crisis faced in India, economic or moral. Education without values make a man more clever, evil. Okay, character of an institution is reflected in its leader. So leadership qualities, everything we will discuss. Be the change that you want to see in others. So all these, if you see, these are 2015, 16, 17, 18. I've taken the recent papers only, not the previous ones. So you will see so many questions directly connected to ethics here. So if you are preparing your ethics paper very well, what will happen? Ultimately, your essay is also done. So put together ethics. Vishnu, your mic is on. Can you please turn off your mic? See, I cannot repeat it to each and everyone. Those who are joining new. So ethics plus essay, your strategy should be like 145, at least 140. So 280 plus you should be getting here. And then your optional paper 1, optional paper 2, you should be getting 280 plus. 280, 300, it's up to you. So 280 plus. So understand the factors here. Optional, you are spending 3 months, minimum 3 months at least for completing your optional syllabus, attending classes at least for 3 to 4 months. And after that, you keep on revising, keep on studying, keep on writing the test. So much of effort you're putting. That half of the effort if you put here. Okay, maybe you need to attend few classes here and then application of this. If you take 1 or 2 test series, half of the effort, you can get even more than what you can get in ethics. And you see, this will give you huge leverage in terms of, in case if you face any problem, in your GS1, GS2, GS3. GS1, 2, 3, there is obvious limitations. Okay, so you can see even the toppers, if you take in my experience also and in others' experience also, what I can understand is, Arey yaar, Minkle, who's this? Please turn off your mic. GS1, GS2, GS3. In case if you have any problem, like maybe you can score 100, but still you get huge leverage in this subject. So that's how we are going to see this chapter and this particular subject. And that's how we are going to take this paper. We will take this paper in the point of view of both ethics as well as your essay. You're going to take one essay question with the knowledge of what you're going to learn in ethics paper. Definitely you have to get, and you will also have to take, and you will also have to attempt. And I'll make sure that you will score good not only in ethics but that essay question that you're going to pick up. And if most of the students are already attending sociology classes, so for them there will be one sociology question also. So automatically your essay will get done once you prepare with ethics. So that you can see from that 2018 question paper itself, 4 questions are directly reason 1 no directly from ethics only. All those concepts that we are going to learn in ethics. Even before that year also, I used to teach the same concept. Even after that also, I am teaching the same concept. So it's all connected to ethics. So your strategy, this is how you plan your mains. Prelims we'll discuss later. This is how you need to plan your mains. 280 plus these two, consider these two as your optionals. So give that importance, because these three papers anyway you will study for your prelims and you will be very good at it. And it doesn't matter howsoever you are good in GS1, GS2, GS3, you may not be able to score, put together all the three, 280 plus. All the three put together you may score this only, but this two will give you 280, this two will give you 280, and that will take you through. You don't want to bother about anything else. So do ethics and essay, put the effort, half of the effort that you're going to give you for your optional. So we will start with this. So when you see the syllabus, you will see these are very simple and hardly few concepts are there. Once you understand the concepts, things are going to be very easy. So if you see the question paper, there will be two parts, like 12 to 13 questions, 10 markers will be asked from the theoretical part, and then rest of the questions will be asked from the case study. So I'll tell you how to approach the theoretical question, how to approach the case study, and here I will give you one rule, one of the method that I used to use, the basic method, the basic rule also, just as a glimpse of what we are going to do in future. Okay, so the first topic, you can see ethics and human interface. So here we will see essence, okay, determinants and consequences. So this I can again divide into three parts. The first part, actually the theoretical part, so theory like 1 to 5 chapters that I'm going to discuss now. And then the second part, like you will see probity in governance, public administration, etc. That is the governance part. It's a kind of application of the theory that you're going to learn. And in the third part, we will solve the case studies. So this is how we are going to proceed. Each and everything which is there in the syllabus, we will do, and we will do it systematically. Once we're done with the syllabus, while doing the syllabus, I'll take up the previous year question also, and we will discuss. And once we're done with the syllabus, we will move to the case studies, and we will do the back testing of the rules that we are going to learn. Okay, so here ethics and human interface. So here the topics are like, what is ethics? So we will see what is ethics, and what is morality, what is the difference between these two. That itself can be a question. And then what are values? So this I will start with this tomorrow, but I'll give you a glimpse of what we are going to do. Values means preferability, rejection, the desirability, undesirability, etc. Okay, so it actually talk about the preferences. When you talk about morality and ethics, it is actually deciding the rights and wrong, the good and bad, not true and false. True and false is quantitative in nature. So ethics and morality are actually same if you see, but again, if you ask further, there is a difference. Ethics is at the societal level or at the collective level, and morality is at the individual level. So I can say individual values are morality and societal values are ethics. So the values which are codified, okay, that is what ethics. For example, code of conduct, etc. are part of ethics. We will see questions related to value, conflict, etc. So if you're a sociology student, you might have already seen this one again. You are an actor, and you see in your papers you will have to achieve certain goals. Okay, you have to achieve certain goal, maybe as part of your organization or otherwise also. Now to achieve goal, you will be given certain means, certain options will be there. If not given, you have to find out options. Okay, and then most of the cases will be related to value conflict. The value conflict will be related to, you can say, individual's own aspect, that is morality, and the value of society. Okay, so you will face this dilemma, and we need to resolve this dilemma in most of the cases, and it cannot be subjective. I'll tell you what to do in those kind of cases. We will see that. So if you see societal values, you may be a modern person, okay, but society is very traditional, then you may face a dilemma. For example, you are a person who's more modern, and you talk about gender equality, but the society is based on patriarchy. Okay, that means what? Societal value is patriarchy. The ethics, when you talk about it, is patriarchy, but your morality, that is gender equality. Then there is a conflict. For example, if you talk about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, we will discuss all this tomorrow also. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, actually the value of society was different. than what was his value, and that's why he went against society, right? So the situations we will discuss, and how to resolve these dilemmas also we will discuss in the coming sessions. Then apart from this ethics, morality, values, the relationship between these, we will have to make sure what are these concepts, exact concept we need to discuss. And then determinants of ethics like socialization, and in that we will discuss primary socialization in terms of your home, the family, and then secondary socialization, okay, in terms of school, peer group, etc., and various social environments which shapes or which are the determinants of ethics. And then we will also see the dimensions of ethics. These are very simple topics and concepts only. You don't want to worry about any of this. Dimensions of ethics, these will actually help in determining what you mean by ethics, just like what I've told you, will help in determining desirability or undesirability, right? So that's about values which are codified as ethics, okay, and it will help you to understand the rights and wrong, good, bad, okay. All these things will be discussed. Like, it's all about your sensitivity, and it's all about these values which will help you to decide upon certain things whether it is good or bad. Some people will say freedom fighter, some people will say militant terrorist, militant nationalist, etc. Okay, so we will discuss all these. Now then after this, that is the first chapter, and then you have this attitude. This is actually the psychological aspect, where we will talk about empathy, sympathy, compassion. We will have to make the clear-cut difference between all these. Questions can be asked on each and every concept separately. Compassion was asked, empathy, sympathy, etc. will be asked. Okay, and it will be distinct and different to different people. So it will be mostly tested through the case studies. So you will see most of the case studies are actually testing your attitude. For example, you are supposed to a religious riot. Okay, so you may be given case studies like religious riots, etc., and what kind of attitude you will show over there, that will be checked. We will discuss all these. Then your persuasion capacity, etc. Third topic is related to the aptitude. Okay, so aptitude means it's related to the knowledge, it's related to the ability. And the syllabus what is given is aptitude and foundational values of civil service. You can see here, we have here already aptitude and foundational values for civil service. Okay, so here integrity, what is integrity? Okay, the difference between integrity and honesty. So most of the people will think that honesty and integrity are the same, but we will have to understand what exactly is the difference, and that is actually asked before. Impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance, compassion, all these we will have to discuss. Okay, so aptitude means it's related to the knowledge, it's related to the ability. Okay, attitude means it's the psychological aspect. For example, I can say your knowledge your paper 1, 2, 3 is checking your aptitude, but this paper will check your attitude. Or paper 1, 2, 3 and your optional 1 and optional 2 will be checking your knowledge, right? Aptitude. And your GS4 plus interview will be checking your attitude, what kind of person you are. So both knowledge as well as attitude, both will be taken into consideration. Okay, so maybe you have a very good knowledge, okay, and if you are not using it for good purpose, so that is how for example, you are a IT engineer, and you will go for, you know hacking and everything, so ethical hacking is good, but if you are going on the other way, it is really bad, right? That question was here, I think we have already discussed about that question, which was asked in an essay, this one, right? Education without values make a man more clever, able. So all those questions, in fact, we will be discussed. And see, one more thing is, most of the people will see and think that whatever religion is talking about is ethics. So first we need to understand what ethics is not. So religion is not necessarily ethics. Whatever religion talk about is not necessarily ethical. Similarly, law, it is not necessary whatever is legal is ethical, right? It is not necessary, but people believe that whatever is legal is ethical, so follow the law, etc. So if you talk about an example here, when you talk about civil disobedience movement or non-cooperation movement, So very famous statement which was made by Gandhi after the non-cooperation movement. Actually, Gandhi was produced in front of the magistrate, okay, and Gandhi accepted full responsibility for his action during non-cooperation movement, and he stated that what in law appears to be an illegal act is actually, to me, the highest moral duty of a citizen. So in law, if you see in law, it is illegal act. But for Gandhi, it is the highest moral duty of the citizen. So what I want to tell you here is, we will be discussing law, ethics, religion ethics, religious ethics, everything we will cover. So the point I want to tell you here is, this whatever is legal is not necessarily ethical. You can understand like this is legal, and then this is ethical. So here both legal and ethical. So what is the best situation? This is the best situation. So any law which has to be made which falls under this aspect will be good. The maximum overlap will be the best, right? For example, if you talk about which law? AFSPA. AFSPA is purely legal. Whatever powers are given, the powers are given, they can do anything, right? So it is legal. Under law, they are doing it. But is that ethical? That is a question. Or for that matter, you talk about marital rape. Marital rape is actually not criminalized, right? So within marriage, if it there, then there is no law which punish. So in fact, Justice Verma committee recommended to criminalize the marital rape, and more than 90-95 countries already made it as a criminal offense. But in case when we discuss about in India, marital rape, it is not legally punishable. But is that ethical? So legal but not ethical, right? So what we need when you see a case study, when you see a situation, what we need a maximum overlap here. So between law and ethics, there should be maximum overlap. The point here is, whatever is legal is not ethical. You can see here, this is what? This is legal but not ethical. What is this? This is ethical but not legal. What we need this one. So in our case studies and all, we need to identify this. We will discuss about all. Again, religion. If obviously all religion talking about ethics, all religion talking about good things. But what about an anti-religious person or a person who is not believing in religion? Is he not ethical? Right? So it's not all about religion also. So these are some misconceptions, and this we will be discussing in detail in the coming sessions. All the misconceptions, all the preconceptions should be avoided. Okay, and after that we have emotional intelligence. So the concepts and their utilities in application, in administration and governance. So here you see facts and emotions both cannot go hand in hand in decision making. It will be very difficult. Okay, so here when we discuss about emotional intelligence, how intelligently you are going to use your emotion, or how intelligently you are going to manage your emotion. So how intelligently you are going to balance. Okay, and what is the use of emotional intelligence from the point of view of civil servant? All these things is what we are going to discuss. Last year there was a direct question: what is the use of emotional intelligence from the civil servant's point of view? So we will see, and nowadays you will see the debate between EQ, IQ, okay, and then SQ, that is new spiritual quotient. All this we will discuss, and then this may be the difficult part, but we will do it in an easiest way, that is the moral thinkers. So you will see a lot of philosophies here. We will discuss about utilitarian approach. You will discuss about consequentialism. We will talk about deontology. We will talk about the rights approach. Okay, we will talk about the justice approach. And in fact, that was actually asked as the question in 2016. Before 2016, then in 2014 and 15, they didn't ask directly from moral thinkers. And the problem here is, which thinker, what to study, nothing is mentioned. No name is mentioned. Okay, so what we need to discuss all the important thinkers, and I have incorporated all the important thinkers in this module. So we will not leave anything for chances here. I will discuss, at least for the sake of discussing, I'll discuss in case of those who are not that significant. But we will discuss just that in case if you get a question, you should be in a position to write at least one paragraph and one example. That way, anyway, we will cover everything. So we are not interested in who said what it is, etc. The question in 2016 direct analyzed John Rawls' concept of social justice in the Indian context. So you should be knowing it clearly. Now this is very important. Here's the thinkers. Okay, so the justice approach we will see, the common good approach you will see, the virtue approach. So much of concepts are going to come here, utilitarian approach, and these are the things that you will be using in your case studies also. For example, if you get a question on case study, this is how you need to see the case study. So first you will see the facts in the case study, whatever is given here, and you have to take a decision and you have to achieve a goal. So you need to see what kind of decision you need to take. Is there any dilemma? Is there a value conflict? Is there any ethical dilemma? So you identify what is that dilemma is. Is it between good and bad? Is it between good and evil? Then it is very easy for you. Or sometimes it can be between good and good. Sometimes it can be between bad and bad. Then it may be slightly difficult for you. So first understand the relevant facts, and then we will see who are the stakeholders, etc., which are involved over there, and what kind of options are available to you, and what kind of actions that you can take over there. Okay, and when you see what are the options available to you, here you will use different approach. First you can use utilitarian approach, like what option will produce the maximum good for maximum people. Okay, maximum good and very less harm. So that may be one approach. It can be balance of different approach, maybe utilitarianism, or you can go for the rights approach, the best option which respects the right of all who are involved here, all the stakeholders in this case. Or it can be based on justice approach, the option which treats people equally or proportionately. So that also you can go with, or the option which serves the best interest of the community. That is a common good approach. Or the option that leads you to act as a sort of person that you want to become. That is what you mean by virtue approach. Various virtues are there. We will discuss all those. So you have to go with a balance between all these approaches. All these are we are going to study. But understand, these are my secondary method. The first method is entirely different. First method is something which I have told you, that is rule based, and it will, one of the cases like this only. Let's suppose you have, in this case itself I have told you, you have to achieve goal. Okay, and there will be certain means which is available to you, and that means also you can get from the facts which is given in the question. The goal that you need to achieve will also be given in the question, and you have 4 approaches here: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so sometimes you may have to tell the examiner what are the 4 possibilities that you have. It doesn't matter whether you are talking about only good approach or bad approach. You have to tell the examiner what are the available 4 options. It can be bad also. And then you need to pick one, and you need to explain why you are picking one. So if you follow one of the rule that we are going to discuss in the future session, the first approach will be both should be plus. You follow the means, you achieve the goal. For example, you are in a flood situation, okay, and you are an IAS officer or IPS officer, whatever it is. So you have to evacuate the people and you have to take care of the people. That is your goal. So achieve that by following the institutional mechanisms, like the whatever legally available, you follow that and you achieve it. Second possibility may be you may not be able to follow any one of this. It can be minus, but you achieve the goal, because achievement of goal is somewhat more important for you. Okay, sometimes achievement of goal is not important, following the rules is important. That is deontological approach. We will discuss that. So this is utilitarianism. Once you understand the moral thinkers, you will understand all these concepts. So this 2 are also possible. Out of this, if you need to pick one, this will be the best option. So this is your best option, the first preferred option. This is your second most best option, the second preferred answer. And then following the rule, that is the third best answer. So I hope you understood. For example, if you talk about this case, you may have to evacuate the people and you don't have the vehicles or any facilities available from the government side. You have to get it from the private. But if you approach certain persons, they are not ready to, or they are not willing to help, they are not ready to give their vehicles, etc. So you have to forcefully take them. So it is against the means, right? It is against the law. But you are focusing on achieving the goal. This is your second best approach. First, always you follow this, then this, and then this. You may not achieve the goal, but you can be satisfied that you followed the rule. and that is not necessarily correct. There's a typical bureaucratic approach, and sometimes this is what you call as bureaucratic apathy. We will discuss all these concepts. Like, you strictly follow the rule. You may not be concerned about the goal at all. You may not achieve the goal, but you always keep on following the rule. At 9 o'clock you will come, 4 o'clock you will go home. Okay, everything will be followed as per the rules, but you are not achieving the goal. Or a teacher, like I am teaching something here, so I am just keep on teaching. That means this is doing, but not achieving the goal. What is the goal? To make the students understand. Okay, so then this is what you can see here. Fourth approach that you can say both are not followed, and this anyway is not at all acceptable answer. So in your case studies, there is a simple approach that you can follow. I have followed this approach all the time. In the 3 mains which I have given, all the times I have followed this approach, plus along with this few other concepts are added from the thinkers and from other rules also we have discussed. And you see, 2 attempt I got 130 plus, and in the third I got around 115, close to that. The third attempt also, it was actually by mistake I missed a question, case study. It was by mistake I missed it. Otherwise, it is almost close to 130. So the point here is, it is working. And I'll show you by taking all the previous year question, we will backtest all the previous year question. We are not going to solve new case studies because nobody can predict what kind of case study UPSC will give. So what we will do the reverse engineering, and we will see the method, and we will backtest all the questions which are asked in the coming session. This is what I'm going to do. So here, if you see, emotional intelligence, so contribution of moral thinkers, this is going to be a slightly difficult topic, but again very important, because this is going to give you a lot of concepts which is required for your answer, not only in your ethics paper but also for your personality, and it is going to help you immensely in your essay and your interview. Okay, I've told you, essay and interview, both you will score good, and that's the advantage that you're going to get from here. You get so, and you know, it's, if you have a good edge here in your ethics paper, if you're strong, the advantage that you're going to get is you will done with essay automatically, and it will hedge your GS papers. So in case if you do, you know, nobody can predict what is going to happen in your GS paper. You write everything, but still the marks will come out like very bad. See, I have cracked this exam only because of ethics, essay, sociology 1, sociology 2. Sociology 2 was not that good. Sociology 1 was so good, ethics was so good, essay was so good. Close to 150 I had in essay. GS1, GS2, GS3, if you see like 80, 85, 95, that was the range. And most of the people will have this range. There may be exceptions, but they go so bad in your ethics paper. But understand where it is easy to score. It is very easy for you to score in your essay and ethics. You just need few concepts. If you are clear with the few concepts, then you are done. Nothing more is required, but that's not the case with your GS1, GS2, GS3. For example, GS1 itself, if you take, you have to learn history. Not only history, Indian history, world history, art and architecture, post-independence, so much of thing is there, right? So that, and then geography, then Indian society. So if you divide this 250 mark, close to 85 mark you will get from history. And you see, you need to study more than what you study in your ethics for this 85 mark. And then will you get 85? Will you even get 40? That is a question, right? So be very strategic, and that is what you need. You don't want to be ethical, or you don't want to be like, you just need to see the exam, what is the demand of the exam, and just prepare accordingly, make a strategy which will suit you. Okay, and this approach will definitely suit you, and this rule that we are going to discuss, and in fact the one which I have discussed, you can try it. You can try it and you definitely get 4 options in any situation. Okay, so the next topics are related to governance, which I have told you. The 6 and 7 related to governance. So here you will see good governance, transparency, right to information, okay, and then accountability, Lokpal, Lokayukta, CVC, okay, social audits, citizens charter. All these are very important concepts, okay, e-governance, etc. For example, there was a question in 2014. What do you understand by probity in public life? What are the probity from here? What are the difficulties in practicing it in the present times? How can these difficulties be overcome? So it is directly from this topic only. So most of the questions that you are going to get will be directly from the topics. So this much is your theoretical parts. Mainly the 5, this is your theory, and this is again application only in the governance part, and then case study. So first 12 to 13 questions in your part A, so it will comprise around 120 to 130 marks. Okay, so this each question will be of 10 mark, and understand it is of 10 mark. So do you want to study Aristotle, Plato, Locke, Bentham, okay, all these people in detail like what you do in case of your optional? No, hardly they will ask you for 10 mark. You just need to know what are the main ideas of these people. Each and every person you just need to know not more than 100 words. Every person you just need to know only 100 words and their core ideas. That's it, nothing more is required, and maybe one or two examples that you can connect from the real life. Okay, so that's it, that should be your approach, and all these concepts, that is what is required. Understand that first. It's not that you need to study Aristotle in detail or Plato in detail. No, Socrates in detail. That's not at all required. Locke, Bentham, Machiavelli. If you start preparing for all these people, then you are nowhere going to end. Then ethics will become, it will be like all the subjects, it's almost like all the subjects you are studying. Entire philosophy you need to study if that is a context. That's not required. So you understand only 10 marker will be asked, and mostly from the other concepts. Thinkers, you may get one or two, maximum one or two. Maximum is two, it can be one also. They may not ask also. So that is what you need to keep in mind. So we just need to know the approach of the people. For example, when we discuss about Plato, okay, we will have to see some virtues. So that may be applicable in case of your case study. Similarly, Locke, Bentham, etc., Immanuel Kant, when we discuss their principles, we are going to use in our case study. So that is what you need to know. It's not that you are going to get a 300-word question from these thinkers. No, that should not be your approach. So don't waste your time in going in depth. That's why I've told you just get that book Lexicon, and I will be referring to this book also most of the time. So I have followed this book and I'm so happy with this book. So I refer this book only, and maybe everything we will cover in the class. This Lexicon, you can keep it with you as a guide, and those concepts, everything which is there in the syllabus is already there. So it is just a go-to book and go-to material for you. You don't want to read anything else for this. The classes plus this book, maybe Arihant publication if you wish, but that's not required. Lexicon and the classes will be enough for you. Okay, so if the question is related to the first these concepts, what you need to do, understand the question first, and then explain the, if there is any definitions, etc. First focus on those definitions, and then focus on the moral cases involved or the moral thinkers, etc. Then we have to give examples in the question, and if possible in cases you need to draw some diagrams. So in 10 marker you may be able to write one or two line here, one or two line here, one or two example, and if there is a possibility we can draw a diagram. If no possibility, just ignore it. So it's, understand it's only 10 mark and you will get only 7 minutes to write this. 10 mark, 7 minutes, and you need to write 125 words. Okay, so it's not a place to show your complete knowledge. You just need even the peripheral knowledge here to answer this question and make the examiner believe that you know everything. That is the ultimate aim. You just need to make him feel that you know everything, and it is because of the time constraint and it is because of the unavailability of the space you are writing this much only. But we know that we have only that much content. But examiner should not understand, and that's the way you need to structure it. That's the way you need to plan it. And I'll tell you what to do. You will be continuing with the classes. So once we done with the classes, you will understand each and everything, and then we will discuss about the 2-3 question papers also. So we'll cover everything, and then see I will be covering this by November 15. So this is my deadline. I will cover complete ethics by November 15, and I want you to prepare for your mains, GS and your optional till December, and after December only you focus on your prelims 2021. Till December you focus on your, again, ethics. Okay, this is a strategy, ethics, essay. If you are not preparing separately, you at least write one essay every day. That should be your strategy. Then ethics, anyway, you have to prepare this 2 months. You have to do it really well. Just take it like your optional. Okay, just take it like your optional, one of the optional paper. Take it like that. Then this is going to reward you immensely. Believe me, this is a paper from where you can get the maximum out of it. I have experienced it 3 times. So I'm telling you again and again, there's a paper where you can get maximum advantage, maximum leverage, and this will hedge you from anywhere else also. In case if you suffer anywhere in GS1, GS2, GS3, okay, but this you can manage it easily. I'll give you rule-based approach. Your job is only to implement it. Just go to the exam hall, just implement it, just follow that, blindly follow that. We will do the back testing also, and you can also do yourself. And then if you're convinced, you go and do it. That's it. The concepts, you will not face any problem. Concepts, whether you do it from here, you do it from the textbook, it's the same. The different approach that we are going to give you is in the case study mostly. Okay, so that's about the syllabus. Any doubts here? Now we can discuss. So the plan is like this only. Now one more thing that I want to tell you is, all of you have to download this app, ZIAS, okay, and then you have to sign up. Once you've done the sign up, you send me your mail ID. So in case if you miss any class, you will get everything over here. I have not started the ethics module over there. I will start it immediately, and whatever classes you are missing, or in fact it will be available to you for 2 years. So whenever you are taking the exam, if you want to refer to any particular concept, if you miss a class, all you will be getting. Okay. Yeah, tell me anything else.
Hello, sir.
Tell me, Praveen.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. There are a couple of questions I have, sir. First thing is, what are the things, topics we are discussing? So you will be discussing the examples of those topics, sir.
All these which you can see in the screen. This is a syllabus. I'll discuss everything.
Yes. Yeah. No. I mean, telling about examples of all the each topic we will be discussing in the class. Examples for each topic.
We will discuss. Everything we'll discuss. Okay. I will cover complete. Everything I will cover. That's why we are taking 2 months. Otherwise, I can complete in 10 days.
And one more question, sir. So, if you are preparing for 2021, so is it the right time to start with the ethics or not? That's what
that's what I'm saying. You treat it as an optional paper. You imagine that your optional have 3 papers. Take it as your optional paper, complete it by December. You just need to download and sign up. Yeah, Navjeet, tell me.
Sir, basically, I want to get that. Sir, how means when should I do the practice of essay writing and this means answer writing practices?
Now itself.
No, sir, I am because doing for 2022 now.
Okay.
Therefore,
that again you can start now itself. Maybe monthly one essay you can start writing, and it will be good for you.
okay.
Navjeet, you want to say something?
Sir, for our book, can I refer that or I should refer lexicon?
You need to refer lexicon.
Okay, sir.
Only, see, in my opinion, only that is enough. There is no point in referring to. In mains, what is the idea? The main idea is read one book 5 times. Understand the concepts, because you need to reproduce it. In prelims, you can read n number of book. Read 5 book 1 time. Because you see the option and somewhere, sometime you have read, you can pick it easily. But in mains, that's not the case. You have to reproduce. So read one book 5 times. And if you can be good in all these concepts from one book, see, everybody is following that. So you have to get the same and understand the concepts. Then it's all about the main difference is not in this area. In your ethics paper, the main difference is not here. Everybody is following a lexicon. Everybody is going to write exactly the same thing. If you are asked about compassion, even if you are not having any compassion, still you write the same thing only. Everybody will write. Whether you have whether you have that attitude or not, still you write the same.
Okay, sir.
Sir, could you please let us know how you can upload these PDFs on daily basis or all the PDFs at once?
Sir, I have installed that app and I am already using the sociology courses.
Yeah.
So how to send you the email?
Just all of you message in the WhatsApp group, so that I'll get together and I can add all of you. Don't message personally. If you message personally, I will miss it out. I may not see. So hundreds of messages are coming from so many people already. In fact, that number is given in YouTube. So many messages come. So message in the group. That message only I will see. Okay. So Prasad, tell me.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, in case studies, sir, what will fetch us more marks? Like if you follow proper textbook methods?
If you follow proper textbook method, it will become so much mechanical and you will not fetch any mark. They will definitely believe that you are not at all ethical. Okay, so never follow textbook approach. But we will incorporate all these thinkers, all these concepts. But I'll tell you how to put where, what to do, etc. We will discuss. That's what I've told you. It's a rule-based approach that we are going to follow. We will discuss that. If you follow text, it becomes so much theoretical and it becomes so much mechanical. Anyone who read the paper will clearly understand you read the concept and you're just applying the concept here. Then why that paper is there? If it is checking your knowledge and aptitude, okay, then they could have easily checked it from other papers. This paper is not required.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
And nowadays you see the increasing amount of those ethical questions in essay paper also. So they need a dynamic answer, not from theory. But obviously you need to read the textbook, you need to understand the concepts. Without that you cannot answer. But don't focus your answer on the base of theories. Because then if it is becoming theoretical, hardly maybe 20% you can go for theory. 80% should be dynamic and 80% it should be touching multi-dimensional aspect and everything it should cover, and it should not be mechanical.